The Bose QC45 for a very long time were the headphones to have if you wanted the best noise cancellation. You often saw them everywhere, on planes and on trains. They were released in 2016 and refreshed a year later with the addition of an action button that triggers a voice assistant with the Bose QC35-2. And then in 2019, Bose released a new flagship noise-cancelling headphone, the Noise Cancelling 700. For the first time, they deviated from the classic look that we saw with the previous Bose headphones and opted for a contemporary one with a steel band and touch controls rather than physical buttons. So the NC700 wasn't a successor to the QC35, but a premium model positioned above it. But now Bose has went back to the tried and tested, familiar design of the QC35 to the point that the QC45s are fairly indistinguishable from their older sibling, not at first sight at least, which could be a good thing. Opening up the box, we see that familiar carrying case, which again looks quite identical to that of the QC35. Inside are the new QC45s folded up for ease of transport. You also get a charging cable and a 3.5mm to 2.5mm audio cable as well. So looking at the design, as I said at first sight, these look virtually indistinguishable from the QC35s, but if you look closely, there are a few subtle differences. Most notably, the Bose logo is no longer embossed, but is now simply printed on. The ear cups are a little less angular, and there's of course now USB-C instead of the micro USB on the older 35s. Going back to basics also meant getting rid of the touch controls they introduced with the NC700, so the QC45 as the QC35 have the same physical buttons to control volume, music, and your virtual assistant, and new on the QC45, Aware Mode as well, which we'll talk about later. Comfort. In terms of comfort, the QC35s were one of the most comfortable headphones I've tried. These being so freakishly similar to the 35s means they are as comfortable. They weigh 237 grams, which is fairly lightweight. Combine that with the very comfortable plush cushions and minimal clamping force, and you end up with a very, very comfortable pair of headphones, even with glasses on, which is sometimes an issue. For example, I could not stand the AirPods Max for any prolonged period of time. They just did not work with glasses in my head. Features. The QC45 introduced a few new things over the QC35s. There is now an Aware Mode, which lets in background noises to simulate a transparency mode. It's not quite as natural as the AirPods Max, which is by far the most natural transparency mode I have tested, but it's decent enough. You toggle between Aware Mode and Quiet Mode, which is full noise cancellation, by pressing the action button on the left ear cup, which brings us to active noise cancelling. Unfortunately, there's no variable ANC as there is on the NC700s. There's not even high or low ANC as there was on the QC35s. There's only ANC, which is full ANC, or Aware Mode, which is transparency mode. You can't even turn off ANC, at least as of now. Bose might later on add that via a firmware update. But as for the ANC itself, Bose says it is improved over the QC35s, which was great to begin with. I do think the ANC here on the 45s is as good as it gets, and even slightly better than that of the QC35s. Sound quality. You have the signature Bose sound, not much to say here. These definitely aren't the best sounding pair of headphones, and they're not meant to be, but they do deliver very decent sound, which is probably exactly the same as that of the QC35s. Battery life. Bose says these will last up to 24 hours. They take 2.5 hours for a full charge, with a 15-minute quick charge giving you 3 hours of listening time. This is 4 more hours than the QC35s and 700s, which are rated at 20 hours. Price. These are released at $329 US, which is $50 less than the NC700s. The QC35-2s are now at $299. By the way, if you'd like to see how the QC45s compare to both the QC35 and NC700, make sure to hit the subscribe button to get notified when I release that video. Mic quality. That's another thing that Bose improved over the QC35s, which did not have the best call quality. The QC45 now have 4 external microphones for enhanced voice pickup, which helps the noise-rejecting algorithms filter out background noises. Let's see how they perform in our call quality tests. So this is what the Bose QC45 sound like in a quiet environment. In a few seconds, I'll be turning on a loud hairdryer right next to me, so you see how well the microphones on the Bose QC45 cancel out that sound.
So I just turned on a loud hairdryer right next to me, and this is how well the microphones on the Bose QC45 cancel out the background noises and allow my voice to come through clearly. Now I will switch off the hairdryer and go back to talking in a quiet environment. Hairdryer is now off, and once again, this is the Bose QC45 in a quiet environment.
Now for one final test, let's head outside to a busy street and see how they perform in a real-life situation.
So I'm outside, and as you can see, there's a highway right below me and a lot of cars passing by from all around as well. This is what the QC45 sounds like in a noisy environment. To give you an idea about the level of the ambient sound, I'm going to switch to the camera's onboard microphone. So this is what the highway sounds like with the audio coming in from the camera's microphone. As you can see, there's cars coming in from all over the place, and they are actually pretty loud. So this was the Bose QC45 in a loud environment. There's also a little bit of wind. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about the performance, and I will head back inside for my final thoughts.
So here's what I think about the QC45s. First of all, what I don't like. I kind of miss having the variable ANC of the NC700. You also cannot turn off ANC completely like you can on the QC35, or even have low or high ANC. You also can't configure the EQ like you can on the 700s. There's also no audio through USB-C. Your wired audio has to go through the AUX cable. And sometimes the aware mode button does not register even though it actually clicks. And minor as that may be, I also prefer the embossed Bose logo on the QC35 than the printed one on the 45s. It just seemed a little bit more premium. Same with the case, which had a somewhat protruding Bose logo stitched, and now it's simply printed. I'm not sure what Bose's strategy was there. Was it cost cutting or something else? Not sure. But speaking of cost cutting, or not, the QC35s also came with an airline 2-prong adapter and a place to stow it in the case, which is also gone here for some reason. Now I say or not because officially Bose says do not use mobile phone adapters to connect headphones to airplane seat jacks, as this could result in an injury or property damage due to overheating. No idea why, but let's just leave it at that. But all these dislikes pale in front of what I do like about the QC45. Aware mode is a nice addition. The fact that they fold, which we lost in the 700s, is also great and makes transporting these easier. They have pretty decent mic call quality as well, and they sound pretty good as well. But above all, I absolutely love their stellar noise cancellation and their stellar comfort. And after all, isn't that what they are made for? Let me know in the comment section below what you think. And again, if you're interested in seeing how they compare to the QC35s and to the NC700, make sure to hit the subscribe button to get notified on when I release that comparison video. Until next time, cheers.